April 29, 2026 presents a specific set of cosmic pressure points. These alignments function as a precise stress test for your personal ambitions and boundaries. The core conflict stems from a tug-of-war in the heavens. We have the heavy, grounding weight of the sun anchored in Taurus, pulling against a 95% waxing supermoon in Libra, a moon almost at peak illumination, demanding intense emotional reciprocity. Adding to the friction is a stellium in Aries, 4 dense planets clustered together, generating a volatile, revolutionary fire. This configuration presents a uniform challenge for everyone, finding a precise equilibrium between external, material ambitions and internal emotional health. To understand how these forces interact, we track the reactions of the 12 signs in sequence. This reveals the different ways the individual archetypes process and adapt to this specific celestial pressure. We begin with Aries, the epicenter of today's 4-planet fire. Your professional mandate is strict. Mars is flooding your system with an urge for impulsive action, but you must use Saturn's strategic patience to delay it. Building a solid framework today is the only way to ensure your ideas survive the launch tomorrow. Guardrails are necessary today. In romance, use active listening to ensure your high-velocity energy doesn't overwhelm your partner. Financially, all snap decisions must be suspended until the underlying data becomes clear. That raw, aggressive, and highly volatile momentum simply cannot sustain itself forever. To survive, it must be completely grounded. For Taurus, the sun's energy is fully absorbed into your sign. Your directive is to rely strictly on your cultivated professional intuition to close out existing projects. Your success today is found in finishing what is already on your desk rather than expending energy launching anything new. Your physical body requires a deliberate pause, specifically targeting tension in the neck and shoulders. At the same time, this grounding energy is ideal for auditing old financial assets. Reviewing dormant accounts or old contracts may reveal hidden capital. From that dense, heavy earth, the stagnant energy slowly diffuses upward, transforming entirely into the fast-moving, unpredictable, and chaotic currents of air. Gemini is currently hosting Uranus, a planet that disrupts standard operating procedures. Your task is to lean into this internal psychological chaos. That structural disruption is the exact tool you need to generate high-level, innovative professional ideas today. You also have Venus on your side. Use this social energy to actively repair any cracked relationships in the workplace and allow your romantic connections to remain lighthearted and fluid. Across these first 3 signs, the progression is visible. Raw, aggressive momentum is captured, stabilized, and finally converted into flexible, intellectual action. Cancer takes this data and filters it through deep intuition. With Jupiter expanding your influence, your professional advantage lies in blending raw human empathy with hard business logic. This specific combination is what will inspire the teams you lead. Uranus is also rewriting the rules of your relationships, demanding a more honest and transparent dynamic. Physically, your system requires perfection. Focus strictly on your digestive health today by choosing warm, slow-cooked meals over anything fast or processed. The deep, intuitive emotional waters then slowly pull back, clearing the stage and making way for the magnificent, burning center of the spotlight. Leo, your task is counterintuitive. You must deliberately slow down your competitive drive. Taking a step back from the spotlight today is the strategic move required to build resilient, long-lasting professional alliances. This deliberate slowing extends to your personal life. Rekindle romance through small, quiet gestures, and prioritize physical rest to protect your heart and upper back from burnout. That intense, radiant heat is then rapidly cooled, methodically organized, and finally subjected to a state of absolute, calculated exactness. Virgo, your analytical power is at its absolute peak. To use it effectively, you must define non-negotiable personal boundaries to deflect the aggressive Aries energy swirling around you. Document your work and trust your precision. Emotionally, you require a slow, safe environment to be vulnerable with your partners. Practically, you must execute a mandatory line-by-line review of your financial debts and expenditures. This second phase shows the evolution from internal, intuitive processing outward to authority, and finally into meticulous, bulletproof execution. Libra sits at the emotional center of gravity today, illuminated by a 95% full supermoon. You are tasked with acting as the mediator in workplace conflicts, while simultaneously channeling this lunar energy into courageous, uninhibited creative output. Physically, direct your attention to hydrating and moving your lower back and kidneys. Financially, harmony cannot come at the expense of truth. You must maintain transparent, unfiltered communication in all your financial partnerships. To truly move forward, those perfectly balanced, illuminated scales must inevitably tip downwards into the dark, hidden depths of the psychological shadow. Scorpio, the brightly lit Libra moon sits directly opposite you. Your primary objective today is to use that illumination to locate, confront, and actively purge your hidden, long-standing emotional wounds. At work, your ability to see behind the scenes gives you a massive strategic advantage. Financially, ignore the promise of rapid gains. Your success depends entirely on prioritizing long-term patience over short-term gratification. Once those dark, stagnant depths are finally cleared out, the raw energy explodes outward into a bright and rapidly expanding new horizon. Sagittarius, your drive today is focused on inner spiritual exploration. At the same time, Uranus is actively changing the foundational rules of your core partnerships, requiring you to adapt to a new, freer dynamic. Your challenge is bridging the gap between your grand leadership visions and the granular execution required to achieve them. Financially, protect your assets from erratic choices. Get a second opinion before moving your money. These three signs demonstrate a specific lesson. Confronting internal shadows is the prerequisite for authentic outward expansion. Capricorn anchors this expansion back into reality. Under the Taurus sun, your mandate is to strictly solidify your current professional achievements. Do not attempt to disrupt your systems today. Instead, strengthen what you have already constructed. Your immediate challenge is to drop your emotional defensive walls and allow genuine warmth into your relationships. Financially, stay the course. Your strict discipline is quietly compounding. Over time, even those incredibly solid structural foundations must eventually give way, transforming into highly abstract, weightless, and futuristic digital networks. Aquarius, Pluto is driving a deep transformation in your sign. This grants you the ability to identify highly unorthodox, hidden strategic solutions to workplace problems that others completely miss. You are mandated to leverage your unique intellectual property for financial gain. In romance, lean into your unconventional approach. The right partner will understand your specific language. Finally, as the cycle concludes, those sharp, rigid digital networks begin to melt entirely, dissolving into boundless, endlessly deep, and highly intuitive waters. Pisces, you are reaching a spiritual peak under the Libra moon. But because Neptune tends to blur your commitments, your absolute priority today is to enforce strict, unyielding professional boundaries. Saying no protects the energy you need for your best work. Allow your deep emotional capacity to guide your relationships, but give your physical body a break, specifically resting your feet and lymphatic system. In financial matters, ignore your intuition and operate with strict, cold rationality. This concludes the cycle. We see that material boundaries must ultimately dissolve into a collective, protective intuition. The planetary alignments of April 29th do not force a specific fate upon you. They merely illuminate the existing friction points between your ambitions and your well-being. The cosmic pressures are set, but your response is entirely up to you. Take active ownership of the lessons outlined for your sign today and use them to navigate the friction. To map out how these forces interact with your specific birth chart, subscribe, share this video, and visit the links for a personalized consultation.